Welcome to episode 11 of Distant Nights. Who would like to do the recap? Thank you for volunteering, Biscuit.
What?
Oh my god, that's what
okay.
I fucking think.
So I'm gonna read from my session notes. We arrived at the Dulak home planet Enzykar at dock 37F. We tried to deal with a terribly slow computer from Industry Incorporations or something. We met a very tired Dulak guy. Some mechanic guys arrived. We were hiding risky stuff from the ship. They made a 3-hour ship scan. We have to pay now 19,000 credits for a complete repair. So we have some time to spend there on Enzykar. And some people were buying something. Seraph was buying some weapon. Oh yeah, my next point is negotiating prices terribly failed every time.
Yeah.
Some people did things, I didn't follow any of it. Then the infrastructure collapsed in near between Deep Sec 1 and point something.
Point Memorial.
Oh yeah, chaos and confusion is my last one. I
Can
guess
we
the... What?
Gamma Biscuit did every single game because he actually takes notes.
He does.
Yeah.
He is missing a little bit, though.
Yeah,
Yes,
the chaos and
the
confusion part.
aliens. Yes, that one. I missed basically the last half an hour or something.
So I got some notes, but I also don't understand them. So somewhere, I think.
Okay, but it doesn't matter because
So-
you were there, so you should remember all of this, because of course you pay attention in your games. Right, Lilo?
I mean, the thing is, if you pay attention but still don't understand it, there's an issue, you know?
Yeah.
So okay, there were
So
already
there's
those
chaos-
aliens that attacked ships.
Yeah,
Huge
there's
green
chaos
triangle.
around Deep Sec 1, and then there's in the what is now between Ring 1 and Ring 2, there is an alien, probably alien incursion coming in.
It does
That
have...
has destroyed ships.
It's now on the map, there is a big fucking red block that says Savan over it, because that's what they're called.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, isn't that kind of a spoiler?
No, because
No.
it's happened.
I mean,
Because that's what we figured out. So
Yeah, it was in,
did we? Oh, okay.
it was in the
cool.
data you guys retrieved off the drives.
No, we retrieved that there are these creatures. We didn't know that these creatures that attack are these creatures that we found in the data.
I'm pretty mentioned the name.
You guys,
Pretty sure
we made
you guys already
we
did
made
make
it.
that connection.
yeah.
We were? Okay, cool.
Cool.
I think
What?
we're heading over to Ring 1.
You are heading over to the first ring world. We sort of left off after some stuff was happening. Because some stuff was happening. So you guys
What's happening
have...
again?
well, some stuff. So you guys have... oh,
Can't remember what.
Yeah.
everything that was just described, dumbass.
I mean, yeah, but I thought we left of some like fake light cliffhanger or something.
No.
Not sure.
And Lilo has just posted the ship poem in the thing.
Yeah. Because that's what Ray will mention as soon as we jump into our being.
Mm-hmm. And you guys have
Yeah.
about 8 days, I believe, left on the on your trip. So, what are you guys doing for the 8 days?
Continuing to practice my thruster techniques.
Okay.
Why did my laptop start making sense?
That's about it.
Shut up, you thing.
That's a bit rude.
Yeah.
My
I
laptop
didn't-
is doing its own thing.
Okay. So is anyone doing anything of note for the 8 days? Let's say that. Or during that time.
that's
Trying to
fine.
learn how to fly ship.
At some point, Ray will go up to Charlissandra, probably after everyone realized that we still have that poem.
Mhm.
We'll go up to her
Right, where did
Charlissandra,
we get that from? The poem?
before you were there, we got it at the station where we are
Oh,
flying
right.
to now. I think.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Thank you. Charlissandra,
Yeah.
do you remember that poem we found at the station on Ring 1? Do you remember the lines, clad in armor of green, they haunt the stars unseen?
Sort of, vaguely, yeah. Why?
Do you remember that these organic green triangular things that attack in this area are also green? And do you remember the line, they hunt for the rings?
Yeah. Yargon,
Huh?
that
What?
thing that once tore off our warp ring.
Mhm.
How did that look like from what we could catch?
It was a big green triangle thing. It was the same as what you've been seeing recently. So it's a sort of like pyramidal shaped, almost organic looking thing. It's sort of green. It's got like a sort of spine at the front that comes back, and then these three like spines that come back, forming the sort of pyramidal shape. It almost looks like it's got taut like skin stretched between them, and each one ends in a spike.
Yeah.
I just want to mention or recap again that there are insectoid creatures that are appear like smaller things on the body of the green thing. And that's the first thing I want to mention. And the second thing I want to mention is that there often appeared a yellow liquid before video cut off from these attacks. What's that
Yeah.
English sentence?
It was an attempt.
Orange and blue while wars blue. I mean, orange could also be yellow. I mean, what I'm trying to say here is, we are flying to a ring world. This poem is a warning for creatures that haunt the stars and are Omnia's greatest foe. And we still fly to the ring world, which is probably their goal or the place where they want to go.
I completely lost you on that last part.
We're flying to the place where these alien creatures fly to.
Oh,
And they
Yeah.
attack ships.
I mean, at least it's a warp ring, but I'm not sure what they mean with the wings, invisible wings part. So
They hunt for the rings on invisible wings. They are attacking in hyperspace. They hunt for the
Yeah.
rings in the ring worlds. We're
Invisible
flying
wings.
exactly where
Wait.
they will attack.
right, they
Invisible wings. What
also
would we just-
attack warp rings. So, but yeah, yeah. I don't know what to do about this really.
What about we don't fly to the ring world, but somewhere else? Probably.
I don't have a clue where in space we are again because
Yeah, for fuck's sake, let me.
Between Ranzikar and
We're heading to Ringworld 1.
Yeah.
Please pay
The
attention.
thing is.
yeah,
we're
but I
not
don't know where on
heading-
the map that is.
There you go. It's here.
And where were the things
Here.
reported, like the?
The massive
Okay.
area has got the name on them.
Oh, yes, well, there weren't any reports around Ringworld 1, as far as I believe.
Yeah, there weren't any reports in your Ring 1, but the things that were gonna appear a bit off to it. So we're not going directly towards the things. We're going towards Ring World 1.
Yeah.
Okay, if you say so. But I will keep track of the reports about these things. Okay? And if
Yeah.
something is trying to approach Ringworld 1, please let's turn away.
Sure. I mean, I don't want to shut down when those green things just show up. would rather avoid that. I'm sure Malik probably feels the same way.
By the way, I'm assuming there's been AI who have like interacted with these guys when they jump in.
Not
Is there
that
any?
See, the thing is, when they interact with them, they're never seen again. In all but one case, they're never seen again.
Only one.
Mhm.
Alright, I thought
And
there
it was a Terran guy,
couple of
so
cases where this-
no, it was just one Terran guy who managed to survive because he got attacked by a thing, and it was not one of these. It was a way bigger thing, and he survived that. But
Right.
because ACS go fast. But yeah, everyone else, yeah, never been seen again.
Right.
TPK. TPK.
TPK, TPK. Sorry,
Oh god, if the DM says
Oh,
that, that's
cute.
not a good sign.
I can get out of planning this campaign.
Oh god.
I mean, we get to play it. Oh wait.
Games are permanently cancelled now.
Yeah.
Last
Well, there's
session.
really no difference, really.
Yeah.
Ah, yes, sums up all of our D&D games.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of, yeah. Anyway, Ray is going to probably learn Duolingo, probably again with Malik. Question mark? Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
We will learn Duolingo, and she will also keep track of all the reports about the Savan incidents, also of the Techni, whatever that was again.
The
Tech Knight.
machinist sort of race that are doing their own thing, doing a war. That war's been ongoing for some time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Then she will definitely keep track of the Savan
Okay.
incident.
So, as you make your way, if I was clever, this is where I'd click on the map and I would say set to back, and it would slowly, I'd be able to like cycle through different maps showing the Zavan threat growing. But actually I'm clever and just said the Zavan threat doesn't grow, because it doesn't. Because the borders shift slightly, in a bit here, out a bit there, just to see whether, just depending on where the reports appear. But overall, the Zavan don't seem to ingress anymore in towards the ring, or towards the towards Omnia really. That they sort of stay where they are, but their attacks become more frequent, and a number of the settlements there suddenly go dark. After about a week, or about half a week even, so about like 7 days.
7 days.
A number of the cities and planets there stop communicating in any way, and no one has heard from them. And by the time you arrive at the First Ring World, in 3 days.
By the way,
Yes.
what's the government said? Effectively, the alliance.
So the Alliance are mobilizing sort of a force to deal with this. They haven't had an official sort of a big official like statement, but they've said, you know, hey, well, shit, we're mobilizing forces to do this. We'll let you know when we know something, but right now we don't know what's going on. But obviously they're very much playing it off. It's really obvious they're trying to play it off. They're like, oh yeah, we got this under control, we'll deal with it. We know what we're doing.
Right.
It's really obvious they're like trying to play it off as like, oh, everything's fine when it's not.
Yeah.
You know,
This is fine.
typical government
Burning
stuff.
dog meme.
Yes, this is fine, burning dog meme. So, you guys eventually arrive at Ringworld 1. You
I guess we tried to do the same.
Yeah, the
Okay.
same route as
Yeah,
last
one.
time.
Yeah.
No, wait, didn't we bomb it away?
What?
We bombed it away.
The first time,
No.
yeah. Yeah?
With
You
Yes, kid, we did.
you blew it sky high, my man.
There was a big.
The door, yeah.
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 That's what she was referring to.
Oh right, yeah.
as you guys arrive at the First Ringworld, you see that there is a slightly lessened presence of the Alliance naval ships that you'd expect here. The actual the area of the ring you're looking for and the coordinates you've got that show you where the door is. That area is in a sort of constant sensor shadow, and it would be pretty easy to get down there now. Whereas before it required some tight timing. Now, with the number of ships that seem to be missing, which is I mean, it's still a percentage, but it's at least a small percentage of them. It's made it a little bit easier to get through, as they've had to be repositioned. And you find that you'll be quite easily able to slip into the sensor shadow with one of the shuttles, and sort of disappear into
Would
the
it
room.
just be the shuttles, none of the bigger ships?
Well, the bigger ship sort of passes through it, but if you were to try and stick the bigger ship to the... if the bigger ship stayed in the sensor shadow, it would be obvious, because it'd be, you know... It obviously goes into the thing, and they'll be watching you already from the second
Alright.
you drop out. So if you obviously go into a sensor shadow and then just hide there, they're going to come a-looking, because that's suspicious as fuck.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
And that much will be obvious to you. You worked this out last time, I believe?
Mm-hmm.
Quite possibly, yeah.
Yeah, we did.
And that just, as you pass through, you can sort of drop a shuttle off and they can't see it. And they won't be able
How
to
far
tell.
is... Sorry. How far is the nearest city away? Where you could park our ship?
You
We were just gonna park on the fucking entrance that we usually went through last time.
Okay.
you'd want to park it in orbit.
Yeah, okay.
I
Basically.
mean, would they not have repaired it by now? But I guess it was old tech, so they can't really repair something like that.
Yeah, okay.
And there's no one there to really repair it, because it isn't something that is being used.
Fair.
One way to find out.
So why would people repair it?
I
But yeah.
don't know. Just asking.
So,
Okay, then that's it. We park the ship and get into a shuttle. And lock the ship.
yeah. Doot. Ship locks.
3 times.
Boop, boop.
You know when you have these automatic car keys and you just click the keys like 3 or 4 times to make sure the car is really locked?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no, I think that might just be your ass. Never mind.
Wow.
Well, that's what it is.
You might just have OCD.
Yeah.
Wow. Uncalled for. Okay.
Nah, I think it's really cool. Yeah.
So, yeah, you're gonna put the ship in a sort of parking orbit. Go ahead and give me a pilot voidcraft check just to see how well you can line it up there, Ray.
Yeah, give me a second.
Do we also want to take the gunship with Maya's ship down with us?
The fighter.
Fighter? It might be a good idea. Hmm?
Yeah. Maya will just head off and sort of get the fighter ready then.
Yeah.
You have rank 4?
Yes, I have.
I need to make that more expensive. Okay, so...
Yeah, same with gunnery. That
Yeah,
needs more
definitely.
expensive.
Yeah,
You
gunnery
need to push that.
was supposed to be cheaper, but yeah, the pilot voidcraft definitely needs to be more expensive. Anyway, so Ray, what's your dexterity and your spacefaring modifiers? Because you need to add those.
Spacefaring. Oh god. Technical 1 and spacefaring I have 1.
So 2.
And Dex...
Wait, no, sorry. That's 1, because it's 1 rank of spacefaring. That's what counts.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Dex is a 4, so 5 in total.
Okay. So 29. Okay. Yeah, you managed to put it into orbit with like no difficulty. It's pretty easy. Overall. And what did that just do? But yeah, so once you've got the big ship, sorry, I'm playing with the fucking dice. Once you got the big ship in orbit, everything sort of set up, you'll pass through the sensor shadow about every 90 minutes, and you'll be there for about like 3 to 5 minutes. So you've got plenty of time to sort of depart or get the shuttle back on. Yeah. So, Are you taking Mia's ship down with you?
Fuck you.
Meow.
I mean,
It's not that. It's Maya.
Thanks for that intelligent comment.
I
Rick.
think
Meow.
I would suggest Mia takes her ship down, but
I'm not fucking taking the ship down if you're going to call her that. Fuck you.
Well, apparently, don't
What do you
take the
mean,
ship
yeah?
down then.
So, are you taking Maya's ship or not?
If they can pronounce it right, then yes.
Oh, then maybe you should have spelled it right.
That's true, though.
it's up to Mia, man.
Okay,
If she wants to take her ship down,
let's
then she can do that.
let's stop bullying Lewis and fucking actually play the fucking game, please.
Yeah.
I thought bullying Lewis was part of the game.
Yeah, you better.
What?
No, I can do that too? Oh god. Whoever is switching the numbers, please don't.
What?
What numbers?
The numbers of my roll.
1779. So,
Oh, I see what you mean. Alright.
How did that happen? I saw them changing too.
Anyway, yes, we take along Maya's ship.
okay. Are you?
1977.
Sure.
Okay. So, you guys head down towards the surface where there is a large door, which I believe you guys closed it last time.
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
the large exterior door is closed. You see off to one side, the destroyed, what do you call them? The destroyed console to see if you can get in. Is in fact still destroyed, and the door is still, still closed.
I try to open it as we did last time with the fucking just landing gear pull method.
Okay, are you, who's flying the shuttle?
I guess me, because...
Gonna take a guess. Yeah. So. Okay.
I'm just the designated driver. I only drive when people are drunk.
Do you wanna do that, Ray? Or do you have another method? What are you doing?
Wait, what was the plan? I didn't understand it.
Yes. So what is your plan to open the door?
Land the ship on one of the doors and pull it with the landing gears connected to the door and firing the engines. Effectively.
So opening by the door by just like...
Pulling on it, yes.
Yeah. Did we do that last time?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, then... Who the hell? Who?
So how are you opening the door?
Can we
Is that how you're
stop?
doing
The
it?
noise is kind of annoying.
Is it me?
You can turn the noise off.
Can you?
What?
Yeah. Background chat beep.
Oh, that's great.
79.
Where is it?
On the map
Oh, yeah,
now.
I see.
Anyway, yes, let's attempt to do that.
Okay. So yeah, you try and yank the door open this way. It doesn't budge. As you try and pull on it with your ship, it doesn't seem to want to move.
I think last time we opened it with
This
one of Kit's.
exact method.
Hmm.
I think last time we opened it with one of Kit's bombs.
Nope.
He destroyed a control
No?
That
panel.
was.
Yeah,
Oh,
we have
yeah.
something else.
Can we do a scan of it?
You can certainly try.
Yeah, we'll try.
Okay, go for it. Go ahead and make there'll be a perception check probably. So wisdom.
Okay. Yeah. Can I add technical engineering to it? Because I'm scanning.
No, low EDC though.
Okay. 11.
11. All right. Unfortunately, as you look through the the scans of it, it appears to be one chunk of metal, including the hinge, is reading as a single piece of metal, not two.
Did it do that last time? I don't think it did.
No.
How deep is it?
Cold
Like, how
velvet or
thick is
something
it?
then, I guess.
It's about 3 or 4 meters, solid metal. Big fuck off door.
Did someone close it?
How
Wait,
long do we
it's
take
really-
to fight to
Was
get
the
to
other
that?
side depressurized?
No, it
Uh,
was pressurized.
Yeah,
Oh.
the other side, no, it's an
It
airlock.
was an airlock.
Huh.
Okay. I'm gonna take on my EVA suit and just be like, "Hey, can you drop me down on the thing?" And I'm gonna investigate
sure.
it personally, like basically see if it's fused for some reason.
Okay. So as you, you drop down and you sort of start having a look over it. As you do so, you see that there's a sort of layer of rust has built up over the components of the door, because it has a trio of cylinders on the back of the door that clearly pull it open, or would pull it open, and you were able to brute force them last time. But the cylinders and the rams, is it the ram of the cylinder, has this like thick layer of like oxidization and rust built up over it.
Hmm.
Are we
Shit
in
didn't before.
Is this side an atmosphere?
No, not normally.
Then it wouldn't make sense for oxidization in a vacuum.
Yeah, I
Except
am
that-
aware of that,
technically.
Rick. I know
Yeah.
how vacuums work, my
Okay.
man.
I mean, except it was on purpose.
Mm.
Yeah,
Hmm.
but still, how do you make something rust on purpose in a vacuum?
I don't know. I'm not the engineer.
Salt
Oh,
I mean,
water.
okay.
We don't know because we don't know the story yet. So let's keep looking.
Hint, salt
hmm.
water rusts just about anything. You don't need air for it. You don't have to have an atmosphere to rust things.
How are you gonna get salt water on there?
Well, I mean, you could
You
pour it
put
on it.
water on it, and you have salt in
How do you
water.
pour it on there in a vacuum?
Purpose.
You can pour liquids in a
good.
vacuum.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it kind of just floats around. Doesn't really stick. I
First
think.
of all, that would be 0G, and secondly,
Wait,
you're-
aren't you?
you're not in
Yes, there is
0G.
too.
Oh,
You're in about 1G.
okay, never mind then.
Oh, isn't there
On the
COG on
back
this?
of the ring.
Yeah, back of the ring's about
Oh.
1G. The gravity
okay.
is generated by the mass of the ring. It's fucking huge.
Right.
Alright.
The shit's the size of Earth,
Mhm.
like thickness of Earth. It's massive. You,
Alright, I thought it was the centripetal forces or whatnot.
no. Yeah, I mean, it contributes a no, it doesn't actually, because the ring itself doesn't spin. Herbida.
Oh, does it not spin?
No.
I thought the ring spanned slightly.
No, the ring has things inside it that spin, which keep it stable, but it itself doesn't spin.
That's why
Alright.
they needed the sunlight.
That's why,
regime.
yeah, that's why they spin. The
Okay.
the stalactites, they slowly rotate. Well, they're not
I guess I
stalactites.
could blow it open, but I mean, probably make a
How-
lot of fucking need a lot of explosions.
Would my
Um,
fighter be able to get through?
Your fighter has laser cannons, I believe, right?
Is one of the arrowhead has?
Yeah, it's got lasers. You can certainly try, but it will essentially. You're gonna need to melt it to get through with that. You're not gonna create explosions with it, really.
Yeah.
Can
Well,
you
you'll create
burn
a
through the rust?
A minute explosion, but then you'll have to. You've got lasers, so you can
It
try.
is. Lasers is a process used for cleaning rust off of things. Specialized lasers.
Mm-hmm.
Not
Yeah,
sure if they could work with just laser weapons, but
they're pulse
but it's
lasers,
one
which
bit
you're
of
not
metal,
using.
so-
For burning rust off things, you use a pulse laser.
Mm-hmm.
it's also so satisfying to see.
How would it give us away if we used it, or?
If you managed to get the oxidization off with your lasers, then yes, that would definitely probably open.
I was more meaning if I shot it, would the radiation be able to be picked up, or is it focused enough that we?
Oh, give you away like that. Sorry. A little bit, no. If you sustained that for a little while, yes, it probably would.
Quick
How
question.
big is this? How big are the cylinders?
They're about 1 meter in diameter.
And there's 2 of them.
There's 3 of them, yeah.
Before
I
we
mean,
try...
Go
I
on, Lilo.
could use a beamer on it to burn through it. Do it more
Before-
precisely.
You won't melt through it with a beamer.
Would you?
Yeah.
No,
what-
but remove the rust.
Might work. And yeah, sorry, you were going to say, Lilo?
Before we try to melt away the door or something, what about if we check if there's another entrance?
I think I already did that last time. Pretty sure.
Did
Yeah. I
Did
think so. I mean, we can try again. We can always look around again.
How about you guys check around? My and me will start working on the doors.
Well, I only a select few people can do it right now because not everyone has EVA suits.
Yeah, that's why you can fly around in the shuttle.
Okay, fair. Yeah.
And I can just take care on the ground and
You're still
direct Maya.
you're still over 200 miles from your no, kilometers from your destination, vertically downwards. So you're gonna need the shuttle.
Yeah, but
Um,
they can look for another doors in the shuttle. Just scan shit.
Yeah, no, sorry, I'm saying like looking for another door on foot will not help. Because
Yeah,
if
no,
if
obviously.
it was a foot door, it wouldn't be useful. Okay. So, how are you going to get this rust off with the laser weapon? With a sustained beam, what's your plan? Because for rust removal, you usually use an incredibly fast-paced pulsing laser.
Yeah. Is the cylinder holding it closed, and can you just burn through like parts of it so that you just kind of loosen it? So you can get them out of the way, or is
The cylinder, yeah, the cylinders are holding them closed. They're sort of attached to the back of the door, and also attached to the ring itself. Or, well, the housing of the door.
the hinges on the attachment points?
Yeah, there's basically giant bolts through the end of each piston. At both
And
ends.
just burn through the easiest part to burn through, and just move them out of the way.
You could certainly try.
You want to try that, Maya?
Sure. I'll try whatever you just said.
Thank you for paying attention.
Sorry, stop having a with me there.
Basically,
And
pulling off the end of each of these, or blowing off the end of each of these cylinders so they can be lifted up out of the way, and then the door can
right,
be
yeah.
opened.
Yeah.
Can I try that then? Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So, oh fuck.
That'd be a gunnery check to try.
Yes, it will be gunnery to do that. Let me
Hold up.
yeah.
I need the rules on the check.
go ahead and give me a gunnery and let me pull up a couple things. Why don't I have the book open?
Oh, don't worry, I had the exact same thing there. Gunnery checks.
It's I believe Dex with you add your gunnery bonus.
Yes, but can I effectively put some IP into it as well?
You are putting IP into it to do it.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Are you looking for to perform a like bring weapons to
Uh,
bear or something?
Yeah, pretty much. That and power to weapon.
Yes, you can do those as written.
So I've got 2 weapons, I think it is.
It's dual. They're
It's dual.
dual laser cannons. So, I think they are ratings.
The rating 1, I believe.
Yes, or no, they might be rating 2. Where in the?
Can you try like? Yeah.
Sorry, let me find where the fuck did I put?
They're far back in SNL.
Yeah,
Okay,
I'm
well.
looking for where I put them under the. Probably under the to-do list somewhere.
It's a arrow
Here
heavy.
we go. Arrow heavy. You have
Two.
dual laser
Rating
cannons
two,
rating
sorry.
2. There we go. Yeah. but at the same time.
I literally just went right the way back for that.
I was just looking through my notes because I know I have them somewhere.
Can you? I get 3 IP, don't I? Because I'm a fighter.
For 0.25, yes, because you round up.
Yeah, I get 3. So never mind. I can only do it once. So my bonus would be 8.
Cool. And that's default, I presume.
Damn.
27.
Ooh.
29.
29? Oh, yes, because 10.
Yes.
That hits.
Yeah.
Go figure.
Yeah.
So, okay. And go ahead and do me, it will be 2d8.
That moment when you roll higher on the false expertise.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Can happen, just rarer.
+1, isn't it? Yeah. Because it's a 10.
Yes.
And I don't get to add my gunnery in.
Nope, it's just 2d8. The +1s probably won't carry over
11.
to ship weapons just because the ludicrous bonus. Okay, so 11. So the first piston does not have 110 hit points. You start like blasting it with your laser with the laser cannons on your thing, and funnily enough, they're designed specifically for dealing with large chunks of armored metal. Which this is not. This is a large chunk of unarmored metal, so you manage to sort of blow through it quite quickly. And you blow out the housing for one of the 3 things, so if you want to go ahead and take a shot at the other ones.
Can I quickly see if there's anyone seems to have taken any interest in us?
You could do an active scan, but that will 100% definitely give you away. Other than that...
A wee passive one to see if anyone's like turning around?
That would be an active scan. A passive scan will basically tell you if someone's looking your way, but beyond that, you're not going to get a whole lot.
Or can I just check if anyone's looking our way then?
Well, yeah, okay. Go ahead and give it a passive scan then.
Which would be...
Perception.
Perception.
Mm-hmm.
God. Why the fuck did... perception's wisdom, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
I know the answer already.
You're not sure.
7. I have got... That roll is an 11.
Oh, God.
I have got a -4.
What
GG.
fuck, Wallace? Yeah, you're not entirely sure.
Is that worse than VAR?
Yes, Vars, -3.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, no. But anyway, with that, I guess I'll take another shot.
Also hits.
Yeah.
Go ahead and roll damage for the second one.
Even more this time.
Yep, you managed to blow through the second housing. And the last one.
Yeah.
Also hits. Damn, you rolled fucking crits on every single one of those.
Not as much damage though.
This time the housing is not blown free. It takes a beating, but it doesn't come free. Has more than
I'll
70
take
hit
another
points.
shot.
Yeah.
I'm gonna shoot 20 hits.
It does. 20. No, yeah, 22 hit. Yeah, that hits.
Move +1. That definitely kills it.
Yep. And this time you managed to, with a second shot, blow it free. You took 4 shots, so do mark off of your...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting. These are listed as munitions, and they shouldn't be.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Because I think at one point you plan to have them use crystals.
Yes, fucking work in progress things. Whatever. Yeah, it's reactor now, isn't it?
Has
So,
to be crystals.
so yeah, go ahead and mark off of your reactor that you don't take any. 4 shots does not require reactor anything. So, yeah, you managed to blow through these housings, and as you sort of vaporize parts of the housing, it does. The actual pistons do begin to sort of lift up on their own.
Is the door floating away, or
The door's still held down. It's still got a massive, what do you call them? Massive hinge on it still. Just the power mechanism that held it down and held, or would lift it. Normally, all it would do is lift it back, but was jammed. Yeah. You've blown that free, so you can now try and lift it open.
Can I try and lift it open then?
You can certainly try. Go ahead and give me a pilot voidcraft check. In the meantime, what's everyone else doing?
Checking for other entrances.
Okay. Would you like to go ahead and give me a scan with that?
What do I need to roll for that? Especially because I'm not sure if my perceptive...
Sorry, perception. It's perception, and no, your perceptive vision doesn't count in this case.
It doesn't count, okay.
No.
Perception is intelligence?
Wisdom.
Or wisdom? Okay.
Okay. As you sort of scan across the ring and sort of begin looking for any other entrances, you can't really seem to find anything. And also every now and then you notice 8 large flashes of EM radiation that just sort of spike across your senses. You get the feeling there might be electromagnetic light.
Okay.
You get the feeling that it might be a certain somebody shooting lasers nearby.
Okay.
Yeah.
Don't know whom you're talking about.
Yeah, no idea. And so yeah, unfortunately, as you sort of take a quick look around, but you can't see anything.
Voidcraft is what again?
Voidcraft rating times D10, plus your spacefaring foci rating, plus your dexterity. I should probably make a macro for this.
You should also put it into the rules because I don't see it there.
It is.
Is it?
Mm-hmm. Common roles. It's under the blue section at the start.
All right. I would
page 7. Yeah.
Maybe move that down to the rest of the piloting.
It will be in the rest of the piloting. The rest of the piloting section just hasn't been written yet.
Aye.
Notably because it's 3 pages for everything about starships.
So it would be 5d10 plus my dex plus my knowledge, effectively.
Plus the rating of your spacefaring. Not including the technical knowledge, just the rating of the spacefaring.
Yeah, just the rating of the spacefaring, which I think is 1. So it's plus 6.
Cool. 23. Okay.
Oh, that's a terrible roll.
That's not the best roll I've ever seen.
No, that was terrible.
Well, you managed to
Whoever's sorting dice, can you stop? Because it's really annoying when I turn around and see my roll has disappeared.
Well, your what has disappeared?
The roll disappears whenever someone moves the dice.
Yeah, can you stop?
I didn't even know you could move dice. Like, what is the fucking use for that?
I'm not sure. So, you you sort of managed to pull the door open this time. It's not too difficult.
Yeah.
On the inside is the airlock. Unbeknownst to you, but for everyone else, it looks pretty much the same as it did before. You do see, however, that there is a sort of hissing coming from one side where there seems to be a pipe that's ruptured. And there's this sort of like spray of gas. And as you open the airlock, there's a sort of atmosphere like coming out. Obviously the pressure wasn't enough to move the door, but once you moved the door, it sort of escaped. And something is venting down here.
Would you mind picking me up?
Oh, do you... I can't really fit you in here.
I know.
I'll just sort of put my ship down so one of the wings is touching the floor then?
Yeah, I'm just gonna walk up onto the ship and sit down on top of it. Looking at my mag boots to it.
Okay.
And then write it and send a quick message to others saying, doors open, but it'll be in text.
Yep.
And then fly in and try to cycle the airlock?
Okay.
We need to wait for the other people. It's big enough for that.
Yeah, it's
Is
big
it
enough.
All right, never mind. I'll wait for the others. I thought I was thinking it was.
You could fit a pretty big ship in here. Like you could probably fit the Zedox in here.
All right.
It's big. So, Kit, I'm going to
Yep.
need you to make me a strength check to hold on to this. Your mag boots will not hold you against the engines of a fighter. They will hold you against about 1G.
Going very fast.
You're also flying a fighter. It's gonna. He's gonna have to. So either
A strength check?
yeah, you're gonna have to hold on to something. Mag boots are designed for walking across a static surface, not
I know.
fucking Kit stats. Yeah, so you managed to just about hold on. She could have shaken you if she had gone even remotely faster, which
Yep.
by accident, but she wasn't. So you managed to hold on to it as she heads into the sort of the area with atmosphere.
At some point, just because I can, I'll just sort of start spinning while we're waiting for them, just so we're constantly just going around in circles for them.
Probably throw him off.
You can. Yeah. You're gonna throw me off.
When I say spinning, I mean like maybe a minute for full spin.
Oh right, okay. Yeah.
I'm not
Slowly
really
rotating.
fast.
Yeah, you are sitting on this thing. You're under 1G of gravity right now, so falling off this would be really bad. So about 150 meters of drop.
Oh, it's 100. Oh right, I didn't realize
If
it was
not
that
more.
much. Sorry.
Yeah, you could fit your
Alright,
ship
now-
like end to end in here. It's quite a big hole that you're in. Yeah. If you fell off, that would be a very big. That would be a yikes.
Right then, I'm going to very, very quickly start spinning around in a circle so he goes flying into the ground and kill him.
Okay.
Sorted.
Okay, Hex,
And then
I need you to make me a dex check to shoot her before that happens because I know you.
Oh, God.
Just place down explosives.
As always.
There's just a mine on the fucking dash.
It turns out Maya's just Lexi in disguise.
Rips off
told
mask. Psych.
I told you don't trust her.
What kind of Scooby-Doo shit is this?
And she pulls off mask with a bigger, larger head.
And a bigger, larger body.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pulls off mask. Ha! You thought?
Grows to like double its size.
Yeah.
You thought you could defeat me?
Ha!
This was all a trick. I deceived you.
Okay. So, the rest of you guys, you get a message saying the door has been opened from Maya.
Fuck you.
I'll just rev it.
Gonna fly to it.
That's the actual fucking spelling for it.
Yeah, but it's not the pronunciation for it. So, the other guys roll up and come over to the door, and you come in and you try and cycle the airlock.
Yeah, but after getting
Okay.
Kit into the other one, into the shuttle,
Okay.
just in case it's an air rush.
So you guys, how are you doing that? Actually,
I'm
yeah, no,
assuming
never mind.
there's
You
a-
can both land on the underside door. It's big enough.
Yeah.
It's huge. Sorry. Yeah. So you just land on the underside door, leave Kit there, and I'll be like, "Hey," and then Kit, you, I presume, get into the shuttle.
Yep.
Assuming they do that as well, or if they're going to leave you out to dry. Cool.
Well.
Take that as a no. So, you get onto the shuttle. And,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Maya, you try and cycle the airlock.
Yeah.
Nothing happens.
You need to close the front door with the ship.
Can we try and close the front door with the ship?
Okay. So, you head up to the front door and try and, like, pull it closed. It's not that difficult, really. You sort of just clamp to it and upwards thrust. You manage to sort of pull it to. so that it's closed.
Right.
You try and cycle the airlock again. Nothing happens.
We might have fucked this airlock pretty badly.
Is there any hinges?
On the
Like
inside,
Yeah.
no.
So there's not a way for us to just literally repeat what we did.
Let's see if we can try to pull down
No, not
the
really.
inner door. See if we can pull that out.
Well, the inner door opens essentially away from you, and all the hinges are on the other side of it.
Yeah, but can we push it out?
You can certainly try. However, not to any success. It seems to be
Is
being
there-
held shut.
Was there
Is there
console?
like a comm link for the airlock or anything?
There's a console that you can ping remotely to try and activate it, but yeah, there is a console. You could go over to it.
Yeah, I suppose. Guessing
Right.
Maya won't go over, but yeah, I'll send a message saying someone go over.
I'll go. Fuck it.
Okay.
Oh yeah. God damn it. Okay. Now I go over to the console. See what's
Okay.
wrong.
It's halfway up the wall, which is real inconvenient because that's like 75 meters plus of stairs upwards.
Well,
I'll put him onto my wing again.
Look, elevator, please.
Yeah, and also other thing I'm gonna do is just in case there is an air rush, can I effectively attach a rope to him onto my ship?
I mean, I don't think you can because you're in the ship.
There's no, there's not really anywhere that would be secure without
All right.
Kit's weight on the
I'll
front. On the
figure
front,
it
if you
out.
tried attaching it to like the only thing that would stick out is the front of the barrel of your guns, probably just damage the guns really badly.
All right.
I'll figure it out.
Bending the barrel of a laser weapon tends to go pretty poorly.
Is there like a
Bending the
rail-
barrel of any weapon tends to go poorly.
Actually, no. You can get bullets to go round corners like that.
You can.
Yeah, but it's pretty bad on the wear and tear.
Oh god, yeah. It's not a brilliant idea, but you can do it.
Works best on plasma. Works really badly on lasers. As you tend to just blow your guns off. So,
I guess you'd need
I get
prism
up to at least the console.
Nicholas.
See what's.
yeah.
See what
So,
it says,
you get up to
see
the
what-
console. The console
prisms.
has a lot of words on it, and you don't understand most of them. But you do get the
And take it
gist
into-
of what most of it is. It seems to be in Prioribi. Some of it makes sense, some of it does not. But the stuff that makes sense, you're seeing an error message, something. It's hard to make out most of it.
I'm
but
gonna
it
just
seems
use
like-
my AR goggles and then basically just send like a video request, like, "Hey, Malik," like, good message would be like video call basically.
Okay. Malik, you get a video call come through.
Yeah, I take it.
Okay.
Hey, yeah, we have some. I can't read this. Translate, please.
Okay, show me.
So he points his face at the console, and you see what he
Is
sees.
it a language he speaks?
It is Prioribi, so no.
What?
It is Prioribi, the ancient civilization that built the ring worlds. It seems to be their language,
Oh, cool.
which has not been decoded or translated even remotely fully.
Oh, okay. Well, no, sorry, that isn't a language I understand.
Do I see any obvious buttons? Anything big red?
Yeah, there's a number of buttons. As I say, it's the Prioribi language is pretty much written in Aegon, or it looks to be written in Aegon.
Yeah.
It almost looks like Aegon is like half of it, because you understand like one word in three, so you do sort of get a gist of what's going on. And then, like, so you've got an error message currently that's in the center of your screen, and there's like a dismiss button, which is just saying, you know, experiencing issues with airlock or something like that.
Yeah.
Starting back.
There's a
Can I
button.
just put like
There's an accept button
it
and
like
another
a-
button. Who knows?
an accept button and something else?
Yeah.
Just gonna push the accept button and hold on to something.
Okay. Yeah, you hit the accept button and you grab onto the railing and it just the little window just closes.
Okay, then I'm gonna try to cycle the airlock.
Okay.
If I can.
It takes you sort of a minute to sort of cycle through a number of the options to find the one that you think might be open airlock this way. But eventually, you don't find cycle the airlock, but you do find open the lower door, which is not optimal.
What's the air pressure in here? If there's still a leak of.
Well,
pressure?
it just got emptied, so next to nothing.
I'm basically sending out basically like come call to everyone and be like, so I can open the airlock, but that's gonna make a huge rush of basically a huge air hammer. So yeah, that doesn't seem like the greatest idea. We could wait a bit and see if we can get some more air in here. There's an air leak. We could see if we can make some more air leaks.
How long would the air leak take, Fynn?
It's not, considering the volume of this place, it's not a particularly fast leak.
Alright, is there any other obvious air pipe?
There's only the one. There are a few other pipes, but you've no idea what's in them,
Alright.
if anything.
Can we make a bigger hole in the air pipe? Let's just fuck it air completely out.
How big is
Consultant
that air pipe?
It's not massive. It's maybe 2 or 3 feet, which is a great measurement system. It's about 2/3 of a meter across,
2,000 meters.
about 60 centimeters, sort
How
of
big is
diameter.
the air leak? If it's not big, is it massive?
It's got sort of a slight, like a gash in it, where it's clearly ruptured open from the inside. Along it, maybe
Right.
a meter long, when it's sort of ruptured open. And the
But it's like... Would we assume majority of the air's coming out even still, or is it just
probably,
partial? Alright.
probably almost everything, because, yeah.
Can I have a quick scan to see if I can see any other air pipes?
Yeah, go for it.
Oh, fuck that.
Perception,
I'm the wrong person to do this.
That would be a perception check, please, Maya.
-4?
Oh,
Double
God.
digits, not bad.
Okay.
The rest of them don't seem to be air pipes; they seem to be hydraulics.
Can I roll technical engineering or perception just to see if I see anything? That would do the same thing.
Yeah, I'd say go ahead and roll a perception.
Also, can I meanwhile roll also perception to check if I see if I see any hints for the savant? Anything like cramping together all the knowledge I have about the savant, about the incidents, about the reports that happened.
Okay. Yeah, sure. Go ahead and make an intelligence check for investigation.
How did I roll better than
Yes!
you there?
Kit, you don't have sensors and see lots of concrete. And
Wait.
also some metal. You cannot tell.
Perceptive. Sorry, perceptive vision.
No, because it would be an investigation, so intelligence. No advantage. But yeah, you not really seeing much in the way of anything, Kit. Ray, that is almost a supercritical. One off.
Yeah.
25. There don't appear to be any alien bugs. Or Savan here. It does appear to be an
No
airlock
hint.
that is malfunctioning. Maybe due to the fact it hasn't been opened in a million years and the last people who did so with a hand grenade.
Don't know you.
We're in hand grenades.
C4.
Yep.
Nice.
Don't know what you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So, you seem to be experiencing some issues. Yeah. There doesn't seem to be anything like that. It kind of looks like it's not been touched since you were last here. But yeah, you're not seeing anything particularly interesting. So, Kit, what are you doing? You have a dialogue which has accept and that other button, and it also just says open and door and inner. And
yeah, is there anything that is like, hey, repressurize, or put air into the airlock,
assuming it's
so that you don't kill it.
Assuming it's decline, you press the other button, which it is, and closes that window, and you look through. There doesn't seem to be anything like that, as far as you can tell.
How about we just wait a moment? I don't want to get hit by a fucking supersonic air pressure wave. Don't tend to go good for the body or ships or anything.
I don't know. I'm obviously not there, but would there be an obvious way to get remote access to that console? Say
you
open
can.
while in the ship?
You could probably say open while in the ship. You can ping the console. It seems that pinging the console sort of basically just does the thing that's open on the console. So previously it was cycle, and I was just left open, and just pinging it would just cycle it. So now it'll just be open the bottom door. Well, toggle. It's toggled, but yeah. In this
Can
case,
I try the cycle? Can I try the cycle thing?
Yeah, so you go back to the one you had open originally and try and cycle it. Again, that same error that you had before pops up. It doesn't.
I'm gonna push
to
the other button.
Okay, it just closes the error.
So both accept and also
What
just
appears to be
closes the button.
decline. Yeah, both just close the error. Not all software is made equal.
I walk back. I put on the fucking. Hey, just open the fucking airlock, and then I'm gonna walk back to the shuttle and get inside.
I'll give him a lift out.
Okay. So, you
Beat it up a bit.
you're sorry, you're putting it to the open door thing.
Yeah.
Okay. And you head down and get into the shuttle. All right. Rick, why have you just sent me Charlissandra's backstory?
Because I realized I didn't send it yet.
Right. Okay.
Good stuff, Rick. Good stuff. So
It wasn't a TXT.
Hey, at least.
It wasn't a
What did you
TXT either. It was just in a Discord message.
Yeah, I know.
No
So, do you
explanation.
guys want
I copied it from the TXT.
You fucking probably are. So,
Do you guys want to cycle or open the door? It might fuck up our shifts pretty bad. Or do we just want to leave this and see if we find something else?
you both take 200 points of ship damage from the air hammer. Roll new characters. I really am fed up of this game. No.
I want to be ship spirits.
Can I roll like technical physics? I guess it would be, or technical engineering to see how well our ships would take this.
Yeah, I'd say
Assuming
that's
there's one.
that's probably physics. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead and make it
Nice.
technical physical checks.
21.
21. Okay. Certainly, you're certainly not going to be looking at no damage, but they're probably not going to be like utterly destroyed. They are designed for hitting an atmosphere quite quick, so it's going to take a bit of a hit. But with the shields, it's not actually too bad. Might not go through the
Is there
shields.
something that we can do to prep the ships? Kind of angle the shields or angle them in a certain.
Would it
can't-
be better for dock to the side so we don't need to counteract it as much engine-wise?
No, because docking to the side means that you're just trying to hold yourself down, which doesn't really work against this. Force coming upwards. You're probably gonna want to be in the middle with your shields at maximum and power to shields. You can prep a little bit, but not a huge amount.
So, yeah, I just get it. Like, so we could open them. We're going to ship damage, no matter kind of what we do. I don't think you will get destroyed. As if we make a bit of preparation, like full shields. But it's to rattle us pretty good. We could also just not go in here again. Seems like we fucked this herald pretty good.
How much do we need the atmosphere in total?
It's sort of useful for breathing.
Aye, but if we open the main door and just ping it there and just vent the entire system and then quickly fly through and ping it and close it then, so
Oh,
it's
God.
not the initial head that we get.
That's certainly an
It would
option.
still be probably supersonic, the air coming out of it, and probably a lot more dust. And also flying and doing fancy maneuvers in that. I don't know how you. It's gonna be difficult, but I don't know how fucking prevalent you are in your own ship. But hey,
So what I'm hearing is possible.
possibly. I don't know if it would really help much.
Possibly.
That's up to Yargon. Would that? Are my assumptions correct?
It might help. I mean, it might help, but it might not. It's who knows. But also, yeah, that might have consequences later down the line. You're not sure what venting this place would do.
How much air do we? Is there somewhere that we can get air from, like say the ships that we have, or?
Not to the quantities you need here.
Are they just to take the edge off, I guess?
No, not even close. It would dissipate here, and it would still be considered a hard vacuum inside with the air you've got.
How much would enough air to remove the vacuum be? Or like a review majority of it?
A fuck ton. I can't
How
give you
easy would it
an exact fucking unit. You don't have anywhere near that much. Your big ship will not have that much air on it. Your ship will not have. Your ship doesn't have that much air on it. Yeah, it's.
Yeah.
Well, we
How
could
long would
steer
it
from a
take
pad
to
or a ring?
How long would it take for the basically the air that is coming in to basically make us not fucking dead?
Take.
Right.
Depends how quickly the door opens. Depends.
No, the leak already that is coming in.
Oh, right. Sorry. Probably going to take quite a lot of time. As in, you're looking at like a few thousand hours.
Ray, could you just scan just to see if there's any? There should be other air vents around in here.
I mean, sure. Ray putting away the book she probably read while you were discussing that is going to attempt to scan.
Okay, go
Which
ahead.
would be
Make a perception check.
great.
No offense.
Wisdom.
Perceptive?
No, because it's the ship scanners.
It's offense, not a great.
We heard you the first time.
Fuck.
14. There doesn't seem to be any anywhere around here. Just that one air pipe from what you can scan coming in.
I see nothing. She's going to get up her book again, continuing to read while you have your discussion.
Fucking should we just fucking hit the airlocks and see if we can... I mean, we could also blow a hole in the...
Blow a hole into the airlock.
Yeah, in the thing, lead some more air in.
Sounds like a great idea.
Would that not, set
I don't know.
off their sensors? The line sensors or whatever?
It might do, it might not.
Okay. I
They,
don't know whether that's worth
as
the
far as
risk.
I know, we have been shooting in this, and there hasn't been any stuff coming already,
Yeah, but
so
you don't
they
wanna
don't
push
seem to have any control over this section of the ring world.
Yeah, but there's a distinct difference between shooting at something and blowing it to smithereens.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's why I was saying shooting like a small pinhole, effectively. Letting in more air. Or pinhole in this scale, effectively.
Sure. I don't know.
Or we could just open it, deal with the fucking consequences.
Yeah, how easy
Or just not go in here and just leave this section to...
how easy would it be to put like a small hole through that wall effectively?
Through the wall? You mean the door at the end?
Through the airlock. Yeah.
That's gonna be... It's gonna take some time. It's about 4 meters of solid metal. Still quite a long time.
Would they be able to... How long's a long time?
Like hours of sustained fire?
Okay.
To get
Would
through...
that
Yeah.
be protected with the door closed?
It might
It just takes
be.
too much time. Yargon.
Yes.
Can I put effectively like a claymore on the bottom of our ship that basically just shoots a shockwave down, not damaging our ship?
It will still damage the ship if you do that. There is still an explosion, just the majority of the shockwave goes downwards.
That being said, we could easily get one on there.
Fuck it. Okay, so it's basically either one, take damage to the ship and get in here, or just leave and not deal with this.
And
It's up to you guys.
if you want to use explosives to get that door open, we could easily get you onto the door.
Yeah, no, that's just falling. But I don't think the explosive would work. It's either just opening the door or not opening the door at this point.
Is there no way
Yeah,
to
I think so.
remotely rig it so that you can open the door from further away?
Yeah, I mean, I'm currently in the shuttle, so we can do it from the shuttle. But the shuttle and the fighter is going to take damage.
Could get it so we're only taking the shuttle in at least, so we're not taking as much damage total.
Yeah, full power to shields, and I assume go to the back middle.
In the middle, so that you're not hit anything, basically.
Yeah, but the small amount of air pressure would help. Yeah.
Yeah, so... What's the plan? What's the plan, guys?
Yeah, what is the plan? Are we gonna do this or not? Should we vote, or would you wanna? What would you guys prefer to do?
Again, yeah. Depending if you have, you can also go into fucking.
I'm not sure about blowing up anything. We don't want to push our luck on not being noticed.
Yeah, we're not blowing it up. We're just either one opening the door, not opening the door.
Yeah.
That's the options that we have gotten down to so far.
I'd say risk open it. What about the rest?
Roy, Malik, Maya.
Yeah.
Huh? Sorry, I was reading a book. What's the plan? Opening it? Getting damage? Yeah, okay, I'm fine with that.
Oh, right, you're at RPing. Right.
Yeah, she is. No, she's not actually reading a book.
I was like, well, that's very blatant to say out loud in front of Yargon. Okay.
Well, no, sorry, it's a game.
Wow.
I wasn't reading a book.
I
Yeah.
see. That's how much this game means about you. You could just means to you. You can just leave.
What are the things I wasn't
Sorry,
playing?
I was playing.
Yes.
What was
Playing
I
fucking
play again?
Fortnite.
I was
Sorry,
explaining how.
Oh wow,
Anyway.
that's like. Oh wow, that's a low depth. Like at least
Royale.
play good game then.
That's-
Yeah, it was Mac been like,
Like,
oh yes,
no.
Victory Royale in the middle of a fucking D&D game. Like, whoa.
What?
Yeah, he done that once.
Who? Abel.
Mac.
Mac?
Yeah.
Mac?
Yeah, it's like half the reason we don't play
Played-
D&D with him anymore.
I know. Abel.
So he done,
but,
no, he done
wait.
that. He done that in an Aftermath game. We've been like, Mac, could you quit like playing Fortnite in D&D? Fuck off.
He was actually playing Fortnite.
Yeah, there's a reason
Yeah.
on his Switch. There's a reason we don't play D&D with him anymore.
Yeah, fair.
Anyway.
Yeah, sorry. So, Lilo is paying attention for once.
Yes,
So,
I am.
you,
Yeah.
I did.
I do not need to take that kind of language from you.
I like how you understand that loud cable.
Yeah. It's like it makes all so much more sense now.
Like RFA. So. So,
End it.
what is the plan,
Yeah,
guys?
should not be bad mouthing a player. Let's go.
If
player shouldn't
people
start
are
it.
down to opening the door,
I
then we'll
think
just open the door.
from what I've seen, the general majority seems to be down to open the door. Just brace for a fucking impact.
I
Okay.
think also the other problem is just speaking sort of out of character here is we've got fuck all else to go on. So
Yeah.
if we don't go in here, what the
Yeah.
fuck are we doing?
Yeah.
Like going to the fucking Savannah space and seeing if you can find anything.
Yeah.
Well, let's try this first.
Okay. So, you are, I presume, basically full power to shields and stuff.
Yes.
Full
Yeah.
power shields, angle ourselves in the direction that the air is gonna come.
Yep.
I'm going to make a
Give us more.
backup of myself.
Smallest
Like,
profile.
like,
Reference
like
red versus
Delta?
blue.
Yeah.
And
mhm.
click the button. Okay.
Would evasive actions taking that help?
No.
Alright, I'll just see I've also got power like getting ready to like move in case it tries to throw me towards them or whatnot.
Yeah.
Spread ourselves out by a couple of meters.
But you've got
Or,
plenty
like-
of space to be like 20 meters apart. You've got loads of space now. Or you could just be,
Ah.
you know, further along or whatever. Yeah, you've got plenty of space. So you guys sort of brace up, and you go to open the door.
It's not that boring.
Yeah, I know, but I'm like playing D&D, therefore I have to yawn fucking constantly. It's a curse.
Mm-hmm.
So, Hex, considering you're too worried about it, can you roll me 2d8, please?
Yep.
Mm, 12. Okay. So, you guys take
Are
120
you playing
points of
Minecraft?
damage.
What the fuck?
How much
What?
integrity does that?
That is 12 points of damage to your ships. Directly to
Yeah,
your
how much-
shields.
Meteors fall, everyone
Oh,
dies.
to the shields.
Yeah, it's shields. The shields will brace you against this. Because shields are cool like that.
I'm glad I went with the heavy.
Yeah, you
Because
should.
they wouldn't have on the dart.
Yeah, because there aren't any.
Yeah, no, the dart's got 10, so it'll be taking 2 weeks. So, yeah.
No, no, it
and
doesn't.
immediately-
The test dart has 10. The actual dart does not have shields.
Oh!
Yeah, shield generator is far too heavy for a dart fighter. Darts don't have shields. Yeah, the spur comes with no shields. So yeah, that would have probably destroyed it. But you guys,
Yeah, that would.
it doesn't actually manage to knock down either of your shields, but you do both take a heavy beating to the shields. and you see them sort of glowing intensely, and even like cracks forming through them briefly. But the cracks sort of form and then disappear, and then reform and disappear, and reform and disappear, like in different places across it. You see this sort of crackling effect across your shields for the good 30 seconds or so for this the pressure to re-equalize. But eventually, the pressure in here does equalize, and the sort of the cracking of your shields dies down, and in fact, the shields themselves actually disappear, and you your ship's sort of free to go.
Well, that went far better than what I expected.
Let's go.
Okay.
I'll
Let's
power to the shields until like they're fully back up, and then yeah.
Yeah. So you keep them sort of going as they boost themselves back up, and then you guys eventually.
And then once they're actually fully back up, I'll then head in after the shields are back up fully though.
Okay. Yeah.
Just give me a couple of secs in case.
Wait for your shields to fully charge, and then you head on into the what's
Unknown.
it called? Not unknown. Well, it is for her. You head on into the ring world. You end up flying down kilometer after kilometer of these huge pipes until you eventually, after quite some time, manage to make your way to into a huge chamber that seems to run parallel to the ring. One that has a number of landing pads all throughout it, with ships all across them.
Do we want to stop and
covered
see
in
if we can
dust.
get into one of the ships?
I think that's at least one of the main things I wanted to try.
Yeah.
And now I have the equivalent of like a fucking... Never mind. I was gonna say soldering iron, but it's the opposite. Like a thing that rips through metal. That's fiery. I don't
Plasma
know.
cutter.
Yeah.
A plasma cutter. Yeah, I have the equivalent of a plasma cutter.
You have a plasma cutter. It's not even the equivalent. It's literally a plasma cutter for people.
Yeah. Yeah.
Weren't there active weapons on the ship?
No, there were no active weapons on these ships. There's nothing active about them from what you could tell.
Okay,
Do they
so
have
then
weapons though?
They do have weapons. They've got a number of very interesting weapons. Last time, one of the things you did notice was that they have plasma throwers on the underside, which is extremely close range, so close that they're often considered melee weapons for starships. But they sort of just melt other ships. They're very gnarly. Very high damage, but an effective range of like 15 meters.
Alright, how common are they?
They're not. They're not used anymore.
So,
Not really.
Alright.
They're old tech now. But at the time these were built, based on the dates you're getting for them, or that you got for them, they'd be pretty, like, top of the line.
let's sit down, let's land, and then
Yep.
have, I guess, the people that actually know what the fucking language is go and investigate, I guess.
Okay, so you
Okay,
set
we're
down on
going
one
to
of these landing pads where there's a bit of free space. There's like a cruiser landed on it, and there's loads of free space. You set down on one of these and then head over to the sort of control tower next to it. Because there's control towers next to each of these pads. Sort of attached to them. If you've ever played Elite Dangerous, kind of like that. And you sort of head over to the tower. Doors are all open, as they were last time. Kit, are you still wearing your EVA suit?
Yeah.
You do not. Okay, you don't need to in here. There's atmosphere, because there's atmosphere. That was sort of the entire point of the last 20 minutes.
Yeah, no.
Right. Yeah.
I would still be wearing it because
Okay. So yeah, you guys head down. You head down to the what you call it? Into the tower, and so the bottom layer of the tower seems to be like a bit of storage area, and they've got like some tools and stuff in it. And then there's a sort of like set of stairs that go up, and then the top floor of the tower seems to have a number of consoles that look out over this like landing pad and the ship docked on it.
Yargon, you don't
Yes.
have a map, do you?
Not of this.
Okay.
Because I wasn't given time to prepare, and/or this bit doesn't really require a map
Yeah, okay. I mean, for the next part.
right
We
now.
weren't given any time to prepare.
That was the joke, Rick.
Uh-huh.
I'm glad you got it. So, yeah. So as you look over, you can sort of poke these consoles, and one of them, and only one of them, will light up. If you poke it, and it pops something up in a language that fuck's sake, sorry, a language that I'm not sure any of you speak. Does anyone speak Old Terran?
Yes,
You do.
I
Okay.
believe.
Do check.
Let me just check.
This
You
is why we hired you.
Malik, you would definitely
Yes, I do.
You would definitely recognize this, because you speak the language. You see
Yes.
these all of the runes here are made. They're very square. And I don't mean very square in the same way that a lot of the Duolingo runes are square. I mean square as in there are vertical and horizontal lines only. And they're sort of made of 90-degree angles and very hard edges. And it seems to be written in it's written in Old Terran. You can read it. But for everyone else, it seems to be written in the same way. Most languages are written not in the nonsense that is Old Duolingo. As you sort of begin reading through it, the console here that immediately sort of flags your attention as it's seems to be the readout, a technical readout of the ship in front of you. You're not sure if you know what everything on it means. Starships aren't your specialty, but it seems to be a technical
Can you read
readout
out loud
with.
to the others?
Yeah, you have to sort of translate, and so the rest of you
Yeah,
guys,
sure.
you get the gist of it. Not everything's useful and not everything's right, because obviously when you translate stuff, it doesn't work all the time.
Does it?
No,
Oh
funny
my
thing.
God.
Yeah, it's almost like everyone here would get that.
It's almost like Google Translate.
Except for Lewis. Lewis doesn't understand. God, so uncultured, these Scots. Um,
God, Tom.
Right, says.
I bloody want to fucking stab you.
Oh God. You just.
yeah. So anyway,
Yeah.
as you
Moving on swiftly on.
as you read through the readout of the ship, it is a cruiser apparently, and it seems to be a warship of the line, from what you can tell. It reads the readout shows that it has a trio of plasma cannons, a plasma thrower, and a pair of railguns, forward-mounted railguns, trio of plasma cannons, and a thingy. Doesn't seem to have any point defense. Doesn't seem to have any shields. There's no mention of them, which is a little unusual. And it states that this is a stealth ship. It is a captured draconian stealth vessel.
What power does it describe the power?
I'm Superior Stormwind. I'm from Draconia.
Yes.
Fucking.
It seems to. You have to sort of go through it. It seems to be a fission reactor. And you don't recognize the designation that's given to it, but there is a little description next to it that states that it is based on a very old sort of design, which is quite unstable. And it does, state that it is a very sort of primitive fission reactor.
So we can just yoink this and give extra power to our ship or some shit.
Yeah, if you want it to blow up.
What
I
does
mean,
Let's
it,
just strap on an old fission reactor to our ship. Yes,
we could
sounds
have a
like-
Lexi 2.0, you know.
what does it use for fission? Is it
We could
uranium?
make our own
or is
star.
it-
Yeah, it's uranium-235.
Okay.
Is Is that common or is that
That's-
for
It's manufactured.
235, 23. Sorry, 238. This would be.
Oh yeah. 235 is made into 238, isn't it? Or was it plutonium?
No, 235 comes from plutonium, I think.
Yeah, 235.
235 is the
rare, I
stable
believe.
one. 238 is the unstable one. It's as much as I know. You can use them both. One of them is slightly more efficient and slightly safer. Oh, it's slightly less efficient but
I'd like-
safer.
Plutonium was made out of 238. That's what it was, I think.
Ah, okay. Well, there you go. So yeah,
I thought. I'm not sure.
basically, it uses uranium, which is dug up out of the ground, because it does have quite a long half-life. You're just reducing that by putting it in a big clump. You have to refine it, but you dig it up, you refine it, and then you stick it in one of these things, and it goes do a thing.
Yeah, is it the enriched?
Is it? Sorry, what?
Enriched, basically, yeah.
Yeah, it's
Okay,
using
yes.
enriched 238.
Yeah.
Uranium 238 is less stable, and it's able to be made into plutonium 239,
Which is
Yeah, too great
because-
is the enriched.
Which is what
which
you-
is more stable.
Anyway,
because-
yeah, it is. However,
you-
plutonium is what's used for a nuclear weapon.
Yeah.
Because it's
Oh, some reactors, I thought.
which is so
okay.
238.
No.
Yes.
235 is much rarer than 238. I know that, at
Yes.
least.
Anyway, it's a nuclear reactor that uses very old technology,
Yeah. Huh.
and
Does it have
comparatively, the fuel is ludicrously expensive. It's also all spent. There is none.
any? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, it's not all spent. There literally is no fuel rods in it.
Oh, right. Sorry, I thought you were meaning the galaxy. I was going, count it.
No, not the Galaxy. In the ship, literally has no fuel rods in it. Also, it does state has no moderators. So
Oh,
Oof.
it's
Yep.
not
What
in it.
what is
don't
that?
put any fuel in there.
Slows down the nuclear reactor to stop it going critical.
Oh, okay.
And it has some.
Yeah.
So,
Basically, they were what went wrong in Chernobyl. Instead of putting them in, they took them out, and it went boom.
Okay.
Actually, it went boom when they put them back in again because
Well,
it was made
yeah.
of graphite, which is an
Yeah, we
accelerator.
know.
But that's a different thing.
anyway, so
Let's play D&D and not judge the space D&D instead of judging the Soviet Union. Yeah.
I mean,
You can do both at the same time.
yeah, that's a different
Oh
game.
god, the space Russians are coming.
Spaceships and
Anyway.
Soviet mistakes. That's it. That's the
So-
episode
Oh,
title.
look. There we
You know
have the
something? It's
Sputnik.
always American space. Why can't we have it be, for once, the Russians in space as that big
Chernobyl.
people in charge? Exactly. You can
Well,
have so much
conveniently,
bullshit.
it's neither the Russians nor the Americans, it's the Terrans. So, it comes from Terra Maxima, a world that is not Earth, quite distinctly. So,
Because fuck politics.
We got
Yeah.
the Americans
Anyway,
and
so do we have any?
Soviet.
Is there any history on the ship where it was taken? Anything like that?
no.
Do we guys want to jump inside and see if we can scavenge some shit?
sure.
Okay, yeah, let's go. More
Um,
weapons, more...
Malik,
Yeah.
do you speak Old Draconic? I think.
Nope. Sorry. No.
Charlissandra?
Just
Do you
maybe
speak
I-
all Draconic?
I speak normal Draconic.
Normal seems to be an offensive. Okay, sure.
That's Aegon.
Is there any buttons on the console like, hey, open the ship, or?
There are a number of
I think
buttons, which Malik can read off to you. None of them relate to the ship. They relate to the docking pad that it's on. Like controlling the clamping and stuff like that. It is also now reading that there are two unidentified craft, or unidentified objects on the pad. Seems to have picked that up.
Yeah, it's fine. So, do you guys want to, or see if we can?
Sure. Let's go.
Yeah, head over to the ship then, and
Okay.
see if we can find a main entrance.
Okay. Well, the front landing leg has a large like ramp on it, with stairs up the side in case because it's quite steep. But it's sort of like as that is lowered and like that is the main entrance is right under there.
Yeah.
But it comes up to a huge like solid locked door. As you head over to it. As I say, these ships all seem to be made exclusively of just a shit ton of triangles welded together. They're not good looking, to put it lightly. But more than that, they're quite high off of the ground because of this unusual profile, which means it's like 30, 40 meters upwards just to get to this thing. 'Cause it's a big ship. And you have to go up all this way up into the up to this huge locked door that's sort of not vertical, horizontal, and it seems to be just solid. There's no panels or anything on it.
Right.
Wasn't there a panel that we saw last time?
Not on this one.
Mm.
The panel you saw last
Sorry.
time was also the one inside the control center.
Oh, I thought that was on the ship.
No.
No, we never got on the ship.
Yeah, we never.
No, like next to the ship, basically on the head. I remember going up to the door and being like, "Oh, we can't actually get in there because we can't read the language."
No,
Fair,
you
yeah.
saw the names were on the side for in Old Draconic, and that's how you knew, but you couldn't, because they do have names, like, painted on the side in Old
Yeah.
Draconic.
Try to just. Right, is it out of fucking electrical power?
Yeah.
One question.
Mm-hmm.
Everything on the ship is written in Draconian, isn't it?
It seems to be, from what you can see.
By the way, Yargon, I was
Right.
noticing, I thought Charlissandra spoke Draconian, but there's actually no such thing as Draconian in other languages.
It's Old Draconian.
Only old.
Yeah,
That's why I wrote you.
Old Draconic, and Old Draconic, Old Frey, and Old Terran, and Old Lingui were all replaced by Aegon, which is the common, which everyone gets
I
by default.
thought I had Draconic, but I don't have it on my sheet, so apparently I don't.
Yeah, because
Draconian.
that's not a thing. There's just...
Okay.
It was all replaced by the Galactic Standard language of Aegon, which then devolved into Denari and...
No, I mean, I
Vantage
actually
forms.
thought I had old Draconian, but I don't.
No, you don't. Otherwise, this would have not been so much of an issue last time.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, do you guys just want to blow up the fucking thing then?
Door's locked, but I have C4.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we can read shit now, so maybe we should attempt the other ways of maybe like or I guess there's no power to it, so there would be no way to.
Can try to, yeah. If you have a good idea on explosives,
Wait,
put it
don't
to me, and he's just gonna walk back a couple
Yeah,
of steps.
well, I'm gonna take my. I'm gonna take my sword out. I'm gonna try that first.
Okay.
Just gonna shoot, and then going to try to see if I can cut through the door or cut through whatever like joints there are.
Okay. So it's a door. Imagine a large sliding door, like a hangar door.
Yeah.
One of the typical like hangar doors, so it's got that sort of like pattern of like teeth, and it comes in from the side, and it's maybe 30 meters long by about I'd say about 10 wide, and it is horizontal above you as the ramp comes up right up to the bottom of it. So you can definitely try and cut into it. It will be a little bit tricky, but you can try and cut through it
Yeah.
if you like.
Do it.
And you will have to
Yeah, I'll try.
lightsaber cut your way through. You won't be able to hit hinges out or anything.
Right. Yeah. I'm gonna try it. I'm going to take my time with it, but I'm going to put my a good amount of strength into it. Actually, you know what I'm gonna do? I just out of curiosity, the sword in my hand, is that going to be less effective than the attached sword?
Which one?
So the sword in my hand is the sword that's attached into my hand is a standard plasma CHS.
Yes.
CHS plasma sword. So that's gonna be less.
That will be less effective than the other one that just does fire damage.
significantly less
Yes,
effective?
because it's got a metal core. It's designed to cauterize a wound as it goes through, and give it a bit of an edge cutting. Whereas the other one is designed to like just burn shit through, and forms a sword out of pure plasma. You can't block with it, notably, but you can cut things like this. So that one acts much more like an actual plasma cutter does, and will be much better at trying to cut through this.
Right, yeah. I just wanted to see if I can maybe give someone the extra sword and use this sword, and then, like, double half the time by... Never mind.
You could
yeah, okay,
certainly
I'm just gonna
try,
take
but it would be it's so much less effective.
Yeah, no. I also don't want to snap my hand. Just got this body.
Fair.
Yeah, I'm gonna take my time, and I'm going to try to cut a me-sized hole, because I'm pretty sure everyone can fit in a me-sized hole.
Okay. So you start cutting a hole through it.
Guys, did you guys ever see like the old like movies with like people having plasma swords?
Oh yeah. I think like when we didn't have the tech for that.
No, I'm referring to making a joke.
I know. I'm trying to join in on the joke.
Ah.
Yeah.
He's replying in character.
Didn't they call them lightsabers or something?
No, they call them laser swords.
Yeah.
Laser swords.
Anyways.
It's quite slow.
Light beam swords.
It takes you about a minute to sink your blade up all the way through.
Okay.
And then hot molten metal begins to pour down onto your hand.
Oh.
Because you're standing underneath it.
Oh, right.
Try and angle your sword a little.
I'm gonna immediately stop. Is there any, like... Oh, can I use my thrusters to fly? I can't.
Blow the metal away.
No, just to, like, hover.
You can, but that's not going to help.
It's still above you.
Is it just directly above you? Is it like...
It's horizontal, but it's closed above him. So any way he's trying to cut through it, it's going to be directly above his hand.
If you keep your sword at an angle, then it should like just miss your hands possibly.
But it will take way longer to do.
Yeah, but it won't burn your hands off.
Do we have like a metal plate that I can put between me and the thing, and that way, I don't know.
The metal plate between you and the thing is the door.
No, as in like an actual metal plate that I can hold against like my body.
It's not going to stop the thing dripping directly onto your sword, onto your hand.
Onto my hand. No, I'm not using the one in my hand. I'm using the detached one.
You're holding a hilt, right?
Yeah.
And out of the end of the hilt, there is a blade made of plasma, yeah? Which you are sticking through a thing.
Yes, and the thing is going on me.
Goes through, because you've now melted a hole, the metal will go into that hole and then down onto the sword.
Yes.
Which will break it. If you keep that up.
Will break the sword.
Dripping molten metal.
Yeah, I'm going to try to angle it. I'm going to angle it instead. I know it's going to be less effective, but I'm just told.
Angling it is probably the best way.
Yeah.
Okay. So, it takes even longer to get you a hole through this time.
Ray continues reading her book.
About 2 minutes. It's gonna. You begin to start cutting, but you get the feeling it's gonna take you maybe an hour or so to cut this hole.
We just want to blow it up.
No.
You and your explosives.
Ray immediately closes her book and goes away like, bye guys.
Ray, it's fine. It's not gonna blow up anything.
We'll go faster.
It would, but no.
It would, but no.
Thanks for repeating what I said.
I was literally gonna say the same thing, but you...
Sorry, go on.
You sit there for an hour while Seraph furiously melts a hole, quite a small hole, in a metal door with his sword.
I'm gonna tell.
Can I fit through it?
I'm gonna tell the rest of them that this is gonna take a while, so you might want to just like go back to the ship, maybe just like pop some popcorn, get some hot chocolate or something, because this is gonna take a while.
How long did it take us to fly down here?
Probably about, I'd say about like 5-10 minutes.
I might have to just jump in my fighter and effectively go see if I can find another airlock, considering I've got an hour.
Yeah.
That's not a bad idea, actually.
Okay.
I won't say anything, so none of you will know that I've disappeared, but I've disappeared to do that.
Well, they will hear the
Even
fighter
Malik
take
will
Like a
off.
ship flying off.
Oh,
You're
right,
gonna
yeah,
hear the
fair enough.
fighter leave. But yeah, so Maya's fighter just vanishes with Maya.
I want to roll to see if I can see her leave before the.
I mean, you probably will.
Yeah, I
I
mean,
don't think she can silently leave.
you
I
can't
don't
roll
think she's
because
being,
that's
like, stealthy, but she's not.
Yeah.
You would notice that she's heading off that way, but she won't say anything if that makes sense.
Okay.
Like she's not trying to hide it; she's just
She
not
did-
saying.
She would just send a text like, "Where you going?"
And you just get a simple text back, finding a door that's not destroyed.
Okay.
And,
Did
yeah,
we get that in the group chat or?
it depends.
Probably
Was the
not.
message in the group chat?
There's like a DM.
Yeah.
If it's DM, then no.
Then Ray will just turn to Maya. Where are you going?
that's gonna be a
You
bit
get
difficult
things.
because Maya just got in
Yeah.
Starship. Maya just got in
I'm
fighter,
in-
so that's gonna be a bit difficult.
I mean, as soon as she scoots off.
Yeah, I think she means sends me a message as well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You get pretty much the exact same message of looking for a destroy a door which is not destroyed.
Okay. And she's not going to answer.
Okay, go ahead and give me an investigation check.
Oh, thank fuck.
Oh shit, I should have gone with perception for you.
Doesn't matter.
Oh my god, my dude.
As you're flying up
That's
and down
that's
this,
just karma.
as you're flying up and down this,
I just forget to look for a door and just start having a lovely wee flight.
it's not that.
Oh.
There just aren't any. There just doesn't seem to be any as you fly up and down this hangar, and you don't reach the end of it in an hour. Like, this thing is insanely big, and it disappears out of view both ends. Being just dissipating into atmospheric fog, you never reach the end of it, and it just goes on ad infinitum. And there are hundreds of ships here, but eventually they do stop, and it just continues as this, like, a sea of landing pads both
Yeah.
ways. There just doesn't seem to be any other entrances.
And I'll just return then.
Okay. And you return. Around this time, Seraph is still cutting his door open.
I'm just sitting like a couple of meters away, like at the bottom of the thing, just leaning on my hands, just making conversations, joking,
While
asking
he's
if I could
doing-
use explosives.
While he's doing that, I'm going to like take Malik and Liz and just going to like ask, hey, you guys wanna go to the destroyed bridge we bombed away last time? Check
Sure.
out how destroyed it is.
Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah, and then we probably head off into that direction.
Question.
That's far. By the way,
Where was that? That was
the
the-
shuttle with that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
shuttle, go there, and then
That was the first freakout that Rai had.
Do-do-do-do.
the bridge.
We're gonna start labeling things by
That
first
was
freak
First
out,
freak-
second freak out, last
First
freak out.
freakout. Yeah.
that was past
Then-
where you're headed to. That was past where you're going.
Mm-hmm.
That's further than where you're going. If you want to head down there, you can. But that
I
is
wanna cut
you had to go down about 1,000, not 1,000, about a few hundred more kilometers down into the into the ring,
okay.
and then you go to the lab, and you go past the quarantine zone, and then into where the bridge was.
Why was it quarantined again?
You don't
Oh,
know.
the quarantine.
Oh, we don't know. Yeah.
That's why you're there.
Why we here?
Oh, yeah.
Wait,
If you can figure that out, that'd be great.
The quarantine zone is just before
Yeah,
the bridge.
Yargon, why was it quarantined?
Oh
but, like,
god.
It's like the second thing that we're doing here.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I don't have any memories.
I can tell. So, you can still go there, or you could not go there because that's a really long way.
Nah.
Okay.
Then she will just grab Malik. Wanna learn a bit dueling? I don't have anything to do.
Sure.
Do we have some lunch bars in the fucking shuttle?
Did you put any lunch bars in the shuttle?
Mm.
Probably then.
So he's gonna like grab a couple and then start like kind of snacking on them while just watching fucking Seraph.
Okay.
Knowing Lexi in the past, she probably stuffed the shuttle with lunch bars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Lunch bars
you get
everywhere.
like most of the way through one of them, despite having picked up 3, and you're like, oh god, I'm full.
Also, a question.
Because lunch bars?
Is there a way for me to just play music into my own head?
You can think about it.
Okay. You just
Like it's so stuck in your head and you just play it in your head.
It's like
it's stuck on repeat.
It's like you know how you imagine a song? It's just like that.
Yeah.
It's not quite the same.
Well, he's imagining robot chicken.
Okay.
Alright, so he doesn't have built-in speakers in his head, effectively.
Well, he does. That's how he talks, but he would have to like plug something into them, which would require some rigging. Basically, you could, but you're a good chance of breaking the body, so probably don't want to really risk that just for.
Meanwhile, Charlissandra gets out like.
Messing with robot bodies is generally a bad idea.
Actually, does that mean that AIs can sing at perfect pitch? Because technically, they can just tell their voice modulators to be at a particular tone.
I need to play an AI.
No, it actually doesn't work like that because they still like try and sing in the same way a person does, a Terran does, because of the way their minds work. The software interprets that, and so if you're not like skilled enough, it will actually come out wrong. In much the same way of like, I know exactly what I want to draw, I just can't fucking do it. My hand just can't do the thing. It's the exact same sort of thing. Of like, you know what you want to get, but you can't quite make it happen. You get the same issues still. Yeah.
Right, I see. That makes a lot of sense. Okay, yeah.
Because otherwise, they'd just be like, top rating skillet. Everything. And no.
Meanwhile, Charlissandra gets out like her deck is late and plays that song that I just put in Distant Nights.
Nice.
Well, you know what's funny about that? Yargon's not going to play it because copyright.
You're right.
I know he's not going to play it, but just for rest.
Well, Charlissandra is listening to music, and everyone else is rocking along to the sounds of a plasma cutter and bad music.
And there.
I'm rocking out to Daft Punk because I'm also Robo-Man. Yeah, sorry, Ron.
Eventually, you do manage to get this door open. Or cut a hole in it. There's a loud clanging sound as this 2 or 3 inch thick like steel plate like clangs to the ground, and sort of begins sliding down the ramp quite quickly, picking up a decent chunk of speed. And Charlissandra, you have to like kind of like dodge out the way, so it like skitters off past, and it's like that'll take your feet off. But you have a hole. Surrounded by what is currently red hot metal. You might want to give it a minute, but
I'm gonna give it a 5.
Does it look like I can fit through it?
Be a bit of a squeeze, but yeah, probably.
I did say a Seraph-sized hole.
Yeah.
So, and you are.
Charlissandra is quite bigger.
I don't think you're taller than me.
She's 3 meters tall.
That's how
2
fucking
meters?
tall
I thought you were
Seraph
3
is.
meters.
No, she was the smallest of the dragon.
Oh, okay.
Everyone thought you would be 3 meters.
Yeah, I that's what no, I know that that Charlissandra is 2 meters tall.
Why was he 3 meters?
Because I asked,
I thought you
who's
were...
the
I think
3 meters.
I think we can squeeze through.
Yeah.
No.
We just need to wait for it.
But also, she's gonna squeeze her wings through the hole somehow.
You could probably squeeze, but it will be very much a squeeze for you.
Let's just wait like 10 minutes just for it to cool down.
yeah.
However long it takes.
Yeah.
I hand you over a hand. Oh, I like start handing you a lunch bread and I'm like, oh, right.
Yeah. He takes it and he mushes it against his faceplate.
Oh.
Just
Yeah.
mush.
Okay, so yeah, you mush a perfectly good lunch bar, and then
Tastes
You
like
are
coconut.
oh, well, you're not
This is
wrong.
just flavored one.
Are you by the way, are you eating flavored ones?
It doesn't matter. They all
Probably.
taste like coconut.
Also,
Aw,
doesn't matter because Seraph literally doesn't have taste buds.
Also true.
I suppose. I was
Yeah.
more talking to
Oh, right,
Hex there though. Or
yeah.
I mean,
Kit.
maybe.
sorry,
I don't know. I just do
No,
work
they're
on
pro-
the
they're probably-
person.
There'll be probably plain ones on the shuttles.
Yeah.
So, you guys begin to have a look in
Yeah.
after 10 minutes or so. All right.
I want to squeeze myself through it.
Cool.
If it's cool down.
Thanks, Net Cable. That's not a cancer sound at all. So,
Sorry about that.
Okay, stop chewing on your microphone.
we'll come back to
No,
this
that's
after the
not-
break.